Hey everyone, it's Caslow and welcome back to my channel. It's time for the next segment of my RPG Club playthrough of Star Ocean, the second story. But before we get started, what is the RPG Club? I've been an avid listener of the podcast The RPG Years, and its predecessor podcast The RPG Golden Years, and RPG The After Years. The podcast focuses on RPG reviews and news. They regularly do a community event known as the RPG Club. Imagine a book club, but for RPGs. They break up a community-chosen RPG into digestible chunks, usually about 5 hours, and discuss those segments every 2 weeks like a book club. If you want to check out the RPG Years, you can find a link in the description below. Leaving Kurik, the team's only other option is to charter a ship from the eastern continent of Lakur. Heading east, the team stops in Celine's hometown of Mars. However, the town is suffering from a series of kidnappings from bandits in the nearby forest. When the team offers to take care of the bandits, they learn the town council has already contracted with a mercenary to deal with them, DS Flock. Reyna, knowledgeable about DS's power, thinks they can join forces. Claude, however, thinks they don't need his help, as the party could handle the bandits on their own. As a result, Reyna leaves the group to join DS, and Celine and Claude head into the forest alone. As they approach the bandit camp, they encounter a symbologist who is supposed to be protecting the village. He reveals that he's the bandit leader and uses another green crystal to transform into his true self, the Snow Ogre. After defeating the Snow Ogre, the duo are met by Reyna and Diaz, who had released the kidnapped children. Diaz is impressed that Claude and Celine were able to defeat the ogre without help. Returning to town, Claude and Reyna began to leave before Celine stops them, asking them to stay the night in town as they're the heroes of the moment. The next day, the trio set off for the coastal town of Harley to take a ship to Lakur. Ultimately, nothing happens in the town, and the group takes a ship to the town of Hilton on the Lakur continent. Staying the night in Hilton, Claude leaves in the middle of the night, and Reyna follows him, where Reyna oversees Claude trying to use his communicator to reach the Federation to no avail. Leaving east from Hilton, the group arrives in the capital city of Lakur. Lakur is preparing for the start of the Armory Contest, a battle of the best fighters in the world. As a result of the contest, the king is not taking visitors. Claude then decides to enter the contest to test his own strength, because he hears that DS will be taking part in the contest as well. After several rounds, DS and Claude face off in the finals, but Claude is clearly outclassed and DS easily wins. After the battle, DS thanks Claude because DS hasn't had to use his full power in ages. After he leaves, the party decides to visit Linga to get the ancient book from Cross Cave translated. However, before that, there are a couple of characters to recruit. First, the party heads to the bar in Hilton, where the group meets a three-eyed woman named Opera, who's looking for her boyfriend Ernest. After informing her of the man we saw in Cross City, Opera storms off. Heading to Cross, the group meets with the king to learn that Opera had been given permission to enter the mountain palace to find her boyfriend, and grants the group the same. Traveling to the nearby palace, the group catches up to Opera, and she joins the group to explore the tunnels. Claude talks to her on the side to learn she is also an alien to this planet. After defeating some dangerous fire lizards, the group discovers a hidden laboratory, but no sign of Ernest. Opera decides to stay with the team until she can find him. With Opera recruited, the team returns to Lakur and approaches the castle when a young girl falls from the sky and lands on Claude. This is the mascot character of Star Ocean, Welch, who pushes her way into the team, much to Reyna's chagrin. And with that, it's time to head to Linga. And that's it for this segment of Star Ocean, the second story. Parts of the story in this section felt really disjointed. When you first arrive in Lakur, there isn't much push to get the group to join the Armory Contest, outside of the exclamation point on the map. I had to resort to wikis to learn it's because we can't meet the king, and because Diaz is competing. I also didn't know what book the game was referring to that we needed to get translated in Linga. It took some research on that to figure out it was the book from Cross Cave. Overall, this was a short section if you didn't do private actions, side quests, or recruit new party members. Luckily, I did all those, picking up Welch and Opera, and getting some good leveling in as a result. So that's it for this segment of the Star Ocean, the second story RPG Club. If you want to follow along with the club, be sure to hit that subscribe button to see new videos when they're posted. Additionally, if you want to check me out elsewhere, I have links to my Twitch, Twitter, and Discord in the description below. See you all next time!